Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we are playing on the Paladin. We have I guess you could say a hammer throw of Heralding Thunder build for you. So the build, and the reason I'm saying it like that is because the skill we're focusing on today is called God's Rebuke, where we shoot a shield in a direction, it bounces between enemies, and after it bounces it conjures a lightning that applies dazed. It also deals damage based on the number of stacks of dazed on the enemy, also giving us electrified. The artifact power of the weapon is also to gain electrified, as well as increase our damage, or deal damage, sorry, on impact. So there we go, we get a lot of electrified stacks in this build. So a lot of lightning, a lot of electricity going on over here. Now there are two builds. There's one to just play on your standard Titan Hunt +0, which is something like this, Sigil of the Void. Or if you want to push a Titan levels, like do a +8, then there is a second one. So the second one is this one over here, where we run Skill Mastery Projectile. We run the Curse Shot as well as Spread Shot, because they both apply dazed, and it is a dazed stacking skill. And then we look at multicast cast frequency. We run Endless Refill, Reroll Mastery, Devastating Blow, Divine Legacy, Advanced Tactics, and Battle Proficiency. The second option is to run a Devastating Blow, Focused Mind, Extended Reach, and then we only play with the God's Rebuke skill, which is what we're going to be doing today. This one over here, sorry, so the first one is for the High Overlord, this one over here. This one's to push Overlord cycles, and the one we're going to be playing today with the extended Herald of Thunder, the extended reach, is the one that we're going to be showing you on a low level of Sigil of the Void, because it's just more fun to play with a single skill. So the runes, we run Weapon Expert and then Unconventional Start. That allows us to start off with God's Rebuke and then gives us actually a free level at the very beginning of the game. So kind of a cheeky way of getting something for free. And then we run Devastating Blow, Focused Mind, and Extended Reach. Something else you can actually do is if you get really bad first level ups, you can restart the round, and then you can grab something that's a bit more rare. Weapon itself's got pretty good stats, and then we will actually focus on our characters, what's the wording? The Ascension as well. So we're sitting on 66% critical strike chance, and you can see as the hammer bounces between enemies, it drops a lightning on top of their heads as well. So really cool. That's why we've kind of given it the Lightning or Herald of Lightning name for it. It obviously isn't a Herald of Lightning from PoE, but kind of having that lightning jump down on enemies resembles the Herald ability that you can find in Path of Exile. So, you know, just using a little bit of inspiration from there to kind of connect with you PoE players. Alright, reduce the amount of divination inspired consumed while Vengeful is active. That's beautiful. We've got it active now, and it should be fine. We just need to hit the enemies. So this build is just kind of to use the extended reach, just to mess about with it. See how effective it is with there, and also because just recently we've used Spread Shot and the dazed stacking type S skill chain thing, so I thought it would be quite fun to just play with something a little bit different and try it out in a different manner instead of doing the same thing over and over again. So that's the reason behind that. So over here, because we've got this, I know we got multicast chance as an option for God's Rebuke, so we're actually going to banish everything that isn't everything that God's Rebuke can actually get. So it can get damage, it can get cast frequency, so powerful strikes can be removed. We can get a whole lot of different things, and we're going to banish everything that we can't get. So cast frequency as well, we're going to go and get rid of it, because you get a massive amount from the God's Rebuke, a lot more than what Relentless and the general power-ups can give you. So it just makes sense for us to get rid of them that way. Will power up the skill itself. Although, to be fair, this is multiplicative of your character stats. So if we wanted to do even more damage using, you know, our Ascension and things like that, then we should actually have kept the powerful strikes and the general upgrades. But it's much of a muchness. It doesn't really matter too much. Okay, area of effect. I don't think we actually need area as a skill. Increase the frequency. Beautiful. and we can actually get another dash. So we got 4 dashes on our Paladin. They're probably going to come in handy, especially when we're fighting the Void King. The only problem is that the skill doesn't necessarily bounce towards the same target. So I think it can, but it needs to have less targets to bounce to. So it's going to bounce a specific amount of times because its distance, traveling distance is a certain amount. So the skill itself, you can see mine says 108 meters. Originally, I think it's like something like 60 meters. So it goes up to 108 meters with the extended reach rune. And that obviously allows us to do a whole lot more damage with it because we're going to have it bouncing a whole lot more than what it usually would otherwise. Movement speed's good. Crit. Crit. Bonus inspiration. Get more magnetic. The bonus inspiration is very good as well. You don't necessarily need the common upgrade, so you don't necessarily need the divine inspiration, the frequency of which they appear, but getting yourself the divine inspiration with the amount that you gain is very, very good. And then obviously having it reduce slower while it's active is also very, very good. So those two are things that you want. The other one is just a nice to have, but not necessary. All right, there's our first multicast. Took a little bit of time. Merciless, reduce the amount. Ooh, that's quite lucky of us. Cast frequency as well. So multicast and cast frequency will probably be the most important thing. The other thing you could do, and I've tried it, but it doesn't really work so well. It's quite janky and it takes too long. Is you can try and take a skill that applies poison first, and then you can start with Aronak and get the poison to daze the passive. The problem there is how jank it feels, especially if you're trying to do high overlord cycles. It just feels really, really difficult to get like the poison and then find the skill afterwards, unless you swap out something like Unconventional start for electric mastery, and then when you start off with the poison skill if possible, or something like that. There are ways around it and to make it a little bit easier, but you kind of, because we're on this low difficulty, I figured, you know, we probably don't need as much dazed as we would if we were doing it on a higher difficulty, so I didn't really worry about it too much. Alright, so we're focusing there on the movement speed, and then every time we get a double or we see more than one upgrade for the skill itself, we are obviously going to go and take both of them. So lock both and take them. No divine legacy needed for a single skill run, because they are going to obviously not be able to benefit from that. So increase the amount we gain again, and now we're going to re-roll just to make sure we can get upgrades to our actual skill. Look at that, beautiful. So just keep getting upgrades.
Titan, I come for you. Ready yourself.
We need to auto aim, not manual aim, because there was auto aiming as we entered the chamber and we didn't actually hit either of them, so that's really bad. But there we go, one's down, the next one's down, and the reason we started with Cobalt Brothers, you can let me know what you think out loud, just scream it. If you thought it was for Electrified, you are wrong. If you thought it was for Devastation, you are 100% correct. So grab the Devastation, grab Exposed on Hit from Mhyzahet. We could grab we don't even need Critical Strike Chance from it. So I was going to say we could grab Critical Hit Chance from Aronak, but we don't need that. We'll grab Exposed on Hit, grab another Devastation, and go from there. But this is only possible this way because of obviously having the skill, the Devastating Blow rune, but also just because it's on low difficulty. So if you're doing this on the high difficulty, you're still going to run the Cobalt Brothers, but the first thing you're actually going to grab is remember I said there was the build with the 2 projectile skills, the Curse Shot and the Spread Shot. What you're going to do is you're actually going to get a poison skill first, go poison to dazed for more daze stacking, and then you're going to grab the Devastating Blow after that, Exposed, and then another Devastating passive from the Cobalt Brothers. So that's the plan for Ha Overlord cycles, I mean Ha Titan cycles, if you want to do that. Obviously Devastating passive, what is the passive actually called? Demolition Expert is going to be the most important, so you do want to kind of focus on that one no matter what. As long as you've got the Devastating Blow skill or rune, then that's always going to be the most important upgrade for every single build that you play, just because of how much pure damage you gain as an increase for your skills. Okay, we have a lot of levels, so we needed a little bit of that. Perfect. Increase the amount we gain. A little bit of defense is there. Damage, multicast, HP is also very good here. And then again, just focus on the actual God's Rebuke and focus on a little bit of defenses as well. If you don't get either, then you can do that. Reroll, sorry. There we go. Love to see it. Also, the epic, the multicast chance is, as you can see, an epic upgrade, which is fantastic. Rare upgrade for cast frequency. Merciless is good. Damage. Another magnetic is fine as well. So the thing is, we're getting quite a lot of increased chance to get more inspiration. So what's going to happen is, as soon as we pick some up, where's the next one dropping? Over here. And you can see just how much we actually receive from there. So we probably only need to pick up 3 now, and we've got our Divine Inspiration up and running. Or Judgment, what is it called? Vengeful, sorry. And then we just go. Again, can't really target anything with it because it seems to miss the target when auto-aiming. I mean manually aiming. But that's okay. We're Gucci.
Another fragment claimed. Press on.
It's more damage, more cast frequency. We literally just want as much as of everything. Another thing, I don't know, like if you want to make it a pure get yourself just the Herald of Thunder kind of esque feeling, then it is very much well worth it to get rid of our, not our Ascension, but get rid of the Electrified. The problem is you get Electrified in the skill tree, and from the artifact power, and from the skill itself. So I'm not from the skill tree, get it from the artifact power and from the skill itself. So it's very likely impossible to get rid of it, unfortunately. But it would have been cool if we could have not had the electrified orbs in the mix as well. But it is what it is. Okay, exposed on every hit. We actually get free levels over here, which is perfect. Nice big jump over there.
Or a trap. We shall see.
Probably could have got even more levels if I leveled up after every single one, but it doesn't matter. 21 is perfect. Increased damage. Damage, yep, there we go. 1.3 second. If we can get that even lower, that would be great. Merciless is good. There we go. These are what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. These beautiful cast frequencies, multicast, increasing how much we gain from there. Look at those magnetics that we could have had and didn't, but they were right at the end, so it doesn't matter. So over here we do the Volkage and Vivault again for the Devastation, or for the Demolition Expert again. But just look at that. Absolutely bonkers. Like I mentioned, this one's just for us to see the skill itself working on its own and to have fun with it. But like I mentioned as well, we didn't really want to use another brand new legendary weapon using the same skills over and over again. But I tried doing it with multiple other skills, using poison first, like poison skills go poison to electric. It just didn't work or feel as good as using spread shot and the other spread shot and the curse shot. So Yes, it can be done with other skills, but it doesn't feel as good and it takes longer to get up. And because the other skills also apply dazed, it's just additional daze stacking. So you definitely get more damage from the projectile to electric than you will from like poison to electric and then poison to dazed via Aranak. But I mean, you can do it. There are other options, but if you're looking for the optimized or best option, then it's definitely spread shot and the other one. Alright, boss is down. Easy peasy. Let's just grab our ascension, because we were just sitting there. Anyway, a nice way to know is if you've actually got it active, because sometimes the bar can reach the top and not activate, is if you just hover over it, all the writing goes green. Whereas if you hover over it when you don't have it active, the writing is white. So if you ever wondered, hey, is it actually active? Without looking at stats and that, you just hover over the tooltip. And if it's green, it's active. If it's white, it's not active. Okay, I'm going to banish magnetic. We don't need it anymore. Okay. So I'm gonna let it run out just so we can show you what it looks like when it's not active. Oh, we'll lose the activity now anyway, so it doesn't actually matter too much. Alright, so there you go, all the writing is white. And now we go to Vyv and Valk. We're gonna go and rampage on them now. I don't think we need that much more movement speed, but we'll have a look there and keep going. And let's see what happens. On a separate topic, we got 2 new kittens, and their first time seeing something like a TV screen or computer monitor, and they tend to chase the mouse. That's very, very cute. Just got to be careful it doesn't pounce and destroy the monitor. Alright, so now we could go Shattered, we could go Aptitude on hit. Nothing really here. This is actually health and damage is pretty good. Let's go Fellipox, just because it's new, but Fellipox does give us flat health and flat damage increase. And that's actually going to be very good for our 55% damage multiplicative increase from our Ascension as well. So we'll just use that for now too. Should be perfectly fine. Don't need any area of effect for the build. The weapon itself does have decent area of effect already. It also does give us a decent critical strike chance and other stats, but I didn't really go over it in the beginning. It depends on the level of your weapon, to be honest. The better the level, the better the stats. So I was thinking about using this on a character that actually has a dazed ascension. So if a character has an ascension that provides dazed, not an ascension, sorry, an artifact power. So these things, you do get artifact powers that have dazed in them. I think the maybe the assassin, samurai, or even the sentinel have them. There should be a couple of them that do. And those are obviously going to be very good for this type of skill, so that you can stack dazed without worrying about other skills even. So maybe a character change will help increase this into a higher Titan Hunt. Although, I mean, you look at the damage we're doing and we're perfectly fine. You might actually be able to do this on a higher Titan Hunt as is, but obviously with more time spent defeating the first or second monsters packs, just to get yourself a little bit more XP and level ups. So you can probably do it, but just give yourself a bit more time. Oh, it's loads more level ups. We're going to go quick with these ones, so we'll just take everything we can that looks like it's going to be good. Everything that's blue. Lots of rerolls still. And there we go.
By the gods. Void fragments makes me closer to the real challenge.
Just leveled up and we got more level ups. Ah, 0.9 seconds. Deals 500 damage per stack. That is pretty insane. Alright, so over here, we don't have our ascension up, but as you can see, it is bouncing. But not as much as we would like it to. But I mean, it still does its thing. So there's one thing, obviously, can't bounce as much as you'd like it to. And here's what we wanted. We wanted the increased health and the increased damage. And now we go do the Corrupted Void Hunter. Not the fastest, but also not the slowest. And I mean, it's a single skill. It's nothing like Quicksand Totem. That thing is busted beyond belief.
Time to open the primordial portal.
I mean, 55, oh, that's not active. Alright, when we activate our Ascension, we'll see just how much the 533 goes to. It might even, at the beginning of the round, just go up even more. But let's just have a look. So it's 533. Alright, still 533. So let's just take a look. When we get the Ascension up and running, just how much damage 55% multiplicative adds on to the 55%. And then these areas where everything's packed together are the perfect areas for this. So 533 became 825. That is absolutely bonkers if you ask me.
One step closer to the king's judgment.
300 damage per stack increase. That is a crazy amount of damage increase from a single Ascension. So I don't know if you guys, how long you've been following the channel or anything like that, but in the past and over multiple videos, we've always mentioned that the Paladin's Ascension is the strongest one in the game, and it is because of the stats that you get. They just so many good stats that you get from this Ascension. Critical strike chance, critical damage, flat, multiplicative damage, armor, cast frequency. I mean, you just get everything. It's packed. Is this why everyone wants a Paladin in all the games they play? Alright, I think we're at the point where, I mean, yeah, we have too much multicast. It's not gonna, we don't need to grab multicast anymore. Actually, I wonder if it's not gonna show it though. I'm going the wrong way as well. It's very difficult to show it actually. There is a way to kind of see how many we're throwing out at a single given time. The problem is that we've also got a 0.7 second cooldown on it. So you throw out a good amount and then it's already on cooldown again. So crazy, crazy stats.
One step closer to the king's judgment.
It's going to be interesting to see how many stacks we can... I haven't actually seen how many stacks of dazed we're applying onto enemies either. Like, is it a lot? Is it not? I have no idea.
Fragments of heresy. I will break this curse.
Final load of points going in. So much multicast. I think this is the most multicast I've ever seen in a skill before. 500% cast frequency, 800 increased damage. That's beautiful. Alright, so we can try and focus, so at least one hit hits the relevant target. But there we go, we managed to do it. And because we're on Sigil of the Void, we grab damage, movement speed, and that beautiful stuff over there. And we go and fight the Void King now. Problem with the Void King, actually there's no problem. What happens if we just chill behind him? Yep. Seems good enough for me.
No, I am the king.
Can't even stand in our ascension because we're unable to see what's happening. I do like this fight though, or this part of the fight, because it zooms out slightly. So it does allow us to see a little bit more of the thundering, you know, skill breakdown over there. But there you go, there you have it, a pretty easy and enjoyable skill. Again, like I mentioned, it can definitely do higher sigils, but you need to change your runes to get that going. So there you go, hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.